This is our 14th annual Science Discovery Day, started in 1989, hosted each year by teacher candidates in the B.Ed program here at the Faculty of Education at Queen's University. The teacher candidates host children and their parents in the community and invite them to come in and play and explore various science activity centers where the emphasis is on doing and exploring rather than listening to a teacher talk. The children get to actually do the experiments.
One stamp for doing my activity. You can do the next two activities over there or the one behind me as well.
Hi, welcome to the Sensory Detective Station. What our station is trying to accomplish is helping kids to realize that they rely on all of their senses to learn about our world, but if they are impaired in some way by not having the ability to use one of their senses, they can still use the others to compensate.
We've got children looking at beak adaptations, and we've got them trying out different utensils that they pretend to be beaks. And we've got things like rice and wood and different utensils for them to try to figure out which one works the best. And then we've got fish and water, nectar in beakers, hummingbirds trying to get the nectar, worms in rice, for them to try to pretend to get worms from the soil. So they're trying to figure out which type of beak or utensil will work the best.
The center of the earth is a big super hot ball of
You can compare the sound.
What you need to do is start putting newspaper.
We've made a telephone using 2 styrofoam cups and a string, spinners, a pinwheel, and a parachute. The children can make any of these, or they can make something of their own with the Legos or any supplies they find here. They can be inventors for the day. I think the happier one might work. Hello, Steven.
So what we're getting the kids to do is we've made a dough that looks like this out of used coffee grounds, flour, water, and salt. And we have a whole bunch of shells like these. And the kids pick a shell, press it into the dough, and when they take it out, it makes a really neat imprint. And after it dries, it looks something like this.
What you do is you go fishing. You take one of our fishing rods and you go fishing. And then you crawl through our shark and try and find it inside our shark. And it's camouflage, so you have to look really good for it.
What's the record?
48.
Oh my goodness!
You want to try?
That was come on, you want to try and see. No, it's okay, I'll take it.
Frogs can hibernate in the pond, underneath the pond through the winter. That's how they live. And then there's the different habitats, the rainforest, the swamp, and the pond. And then if you want, you can touch some frog skin and some frog eggs. And then you can go and shoot at the target. That's Frog Alley.
This is dish soap. Have you ever washed your dishes with mom before? That's water. It's just a little murky because the marbles have been going in all green.
They start with the root, and then the stem comes up from the root, and the leaves. The leaves contain chlorophyll, which makes the plant food. Then you have the flower at the top with the stamen in the middle, and the petals go from that. And then we actually have Annie. Annie, can you show them the seed?
The inside of the seed? Sure. So this would be a lima bean seed, and we broke it open. And inside we have a very little baby plant right there. And all this would be the food. And the outside's for protection. It's the seed coat. So if we planted it and I hadn't broken it open, it would have been a plant. So, and we have an interpretive dance about how plants and seeds grow.
Good growing, Victoria.
They're going to grow into big plants. These are your flowers. You call them
Your favorite?
Very far.
You're going to pull this string.
Nice. Try to pull so we have a live human target.
And it goes back in.
Pull it down. Where would you like it to be?
I'll show you what we're going to do, okay? I'll do it with you.
Go for the mouth.
Keep doing that really fast.
Oh, hey.
Freeze, sip, sip, Okay, so tell me about precipitation.
The hot water from the kettle is meeting with the cool air caused by the ice in the pot. So when the hot air and the cool air meet, it causes water droplets to condense on the bottom of the pot, and these drops will eventually fall down as rain. So it's a hands-on way to show children the concept of precipitation in the water cycle.
We're demonstrating a simple application of the pulley. So what we've done is we've designed a chairlift, and at the end of our chairlift we have a pulley mechanism, and by applying a force on this end of the pulley facilitates the movement of the chairlift up the ramp. So we have a song to help explain the principle of the pulley. Work, work, I love to work, making something move. Simple machines can help us work to get it into the groove. Down, down, pulling down, works with gravity. Pull down the rope, the cart goes up, it's called a pulley.
Always breathe out and not in. We're going to blow. We have nice full bubbles. Take a piece of paper, place it on top, and voila, you get your pattern.
Well, the idea is that they're going to match up the animals with each of the tracks. And so they touch an animal with one wire and then make a guess as to which animal which track it might be. So they might think it's this one, but there's no light. And then they try this one and oh, there goes the light. So they've got it right.
Magic mud is a way of experimenting with change of state. We mix cornstarch and water, and when you swirl around the bowl it kind of looks like it's a liquid, but then you pick it up and it kind of solidifies when you squeeze it, and then when you put your hand out flat again it just oozes out back through your fingers.
Mixed Up is basically sort of a play station for kids to come down and sort of witness what a solution is and what a mixture is. And we have the definitions up there, as you can tell, and the students will actually get to work themselves on the various experiments. So, for instance, this one's kind of cool because it's Diet Pepsi, or Diet Coke rather, and then they get to put in like a little sugar packet, and maybe you'll get to witness it right here, right now. And you see, and it has a reaction. And that's kind of neat to witness for different kids. Then there's other ones like Shake Me Up, and they get to see how different substances sort of separate So here we've got cornstarch, and then there we've got water, which has obviously got food coloring in it, and then vegetable oil. And they get to shake it up and see, will it separate again? And well, of course, you can see the final product. It does. And that's mix it up.
The secret message writing is pretty simple. It's just lemon juice, straight lemon juice, and then if you write with a Q-tip or a toothpick and let it dry,
Traces, tracks, and clues.
and then use a heat source to heat it up, it'll show up. It'll magically show up. There's a chemical reaction.
Well, we have a few activities. Fossil molds, so they can use Play-Doh to trace the shapes of the fossils and see what an actual fossil mold would look like.
Well, here we have the mystery of the broken pencil. And so the kids come over and Matt has a magic pencil and he's trying to figure out why it's like this when you hold it, but when you put it in the water, it looks like it's broken. Why does it look like it's broken?
They fill out their name and their number, and they're entered to win this model of a blood drop. The cinnamon hearts are the red blood cells, and these Tootsie Rolls are the platelets, and the 2 white blood cells are the big, huge jawbreakers. Students can get an idea of the three-dimensional shape of the cells. We've used all candy inside to make the nucleus, the mitochondria, and the Golgi bodies, and the endoplasmic reticulum. This is an arts and craft. This is the 2-dimensional cell. This is going to be the nucleus, the vacuole cell membrane. It's something you can do with the smaller grades.
Well, we have 4 different mysteries here. We have invisible writing. We also have an invisible pencil. They appear to be easy to solve, or difficult to solve, but they end up being pretty easy.
My 5th grade students to come up with an idea to build a structure that protect the egg if you accidentally drop it. And that was the result. See? It's a wire, and if the design is good, it's stable enough to absorb the impact force and energy. So that was one of their work.
This is between me and you, near your face. Because of the reflection of the light, I am seeing now 2 cameras, one down and one up. For sure you are rich.
Okay, 3 colors, but final decision, 1 color. The sunlight comes from the sun, it's many colors. Because of the high speed, we only see 1 color.
The people that you have been talking to here are in a special program for teachers who have taught internationally. They've taught in their countries of origin, but they need a teaching qualification, so they've come to Queen's to do a program which will enable them to get a Bachelor of Education degree. The program is called the ATACT program, the Alternative Teacher Accreditation Program for teachers with international experience.
Queen's is the only university who is offering this program, and it's excellent.
I'm demonstrating inertia. It is a kind of force. It is a kind of magician work that the magician does.
Which one is lower? Which one is faster?